Right. Scariest minute ever filmed by the Theorizer. Now, obviously, I still need to do the Mort one from this guy, right? But he dropped this, and I want to get on it because I want to see what this man has been going to, right? What happened in his dungeon of thought process, you know? People who discover the true use of tinfoil. No, I am the no. People who discover the true use of tinfoil. No. I will not have my intro being used. I know what you're doing. I know where you are. I know what you want to do. That's good, but that's bad. That's actually devious. That's actually devious. But with that being said, I think we should just get into it, you know? Ignoring that hella devious plan you have there.
An Australian girl who went missing while swimming in a dam. The police eventually found her body, and her father identified her, but they start to feel something really wrong. Back at home, they feel like they're being watched, like their daughter is haunting them. They see figures moving in the shadows, they have weird visions, and their friends see Alice in a picture they took on their hike. She's just staring at them from the background. Their son sets up cameras around the house, and sure enough, they see Alice in photos and videos just standing there. They exhume her grave and run a DNA test to confirm if the body they buried was really her, and yes, it was. Frightened by this, they consult a psychic to give them a reading.
Oh god, no, we got a horror movie like this.
Eventually, though, some friends' footage reveals the son was dressing up as his sister in the forest and faking the footage so he could help his family move on, but it just made things worse.
Why?
Their son goes on.
Why would the son do that? Why would the son dress up like the sister and go, what's wrong with him? That's some creepy, he's a psychopath, he's a real monster here.
Trip with the psychic to calm down, but the mom is still suspicious.
Hello,
so
ghost.
She sets up cameras herself and discovers that something genuinely is going on. She sees copious footage of her daughter staring at them while they
kids
sleep,
are stupid.
alone
Nah, this
in
is
their
creepy.
house. This is already terrifying, but then the mother goes over previous footage and sees something else that nobody caught before. She sees their old neighbor sneaking in the back door and doing something in their dead daughter's room. In Alice's safe, the family finds VHS footage of her doing dirty things with the adult neighbors. These neighbors have since moved away, presumably out of fear from being discovered. So the family comes to the conclusion that Alice wants...
What's this? It's only a minute and 47 seconds in. What the hell is happening? What's the plot twist to a plot twist to a plot twist? You know? The daughter dying. Ghost. Brother cross-dressing. Daughter did things with neighbor. Is this a what? It keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Them to know something deeper about her because she lied about a great deal in her life.
What did I come into? I don't know.
Where she writes about meeting with the very same psychic, something he never told them. Alice had met him.
The psychic met somebody
with a sense that something very bad was drifting closer and closer towards her.
It's getting closer.
But the crux of her whole journal is an obsession with a nature park called Lake Mungo, where she visited on a field trip months before her death.
Oh god.
After going over cell phone footage from her classmates, they realized there was something very wrong with her. She was terrified, and like everything else in her life, she never told anyone. They catch her in the corner of some footage burying something. Determined to learn what their daughter...
Okay, their daughter's definitely some kind of cult or something, you know? I'm just gonna say it's... What's gonna... Hello, Dodo, why did you move to the other side to the YouTube channel? What the fuck 101 wasn't this sick? Is this... Well, this is covered? Does Maddie believe in ghosts? I do not. I do not believe in ghosts. I do not believe in ghosts. Okay? I'm gonna be honest right now. I do not believe in ghosts. That is the truth. That is the true on my part. I don't believe in ghosts. But that's just a me personal thing. But I don't care if you guys do, really. Like, whether you guys do or don't, doesn't really matter to me.
Was hiding. They travel out to this random nature park, find the hole, and discover her most personal belongings inside, buried with her cell phone. They charge it up, and we finally learn what she saw that night. She had wandered off into the darkness, recording something.
What? A fucking demon? A ghost? A demon? Satanas? What's the Satanas that you found?
This figure came towards her from out of the darkness.
I recognised the face as soon as I saw it on the phone video. It was the same face of the body that I had identified at the dam. It was Ellie's body and Ellie's face.
Oh, jump scare. Look at that. They tried it.
Alice Palmer was stalked in the darkness by her own dead corpse months before she drowned. The family has no idea what to make.
Mungo only pawn in game. Mungo only pawn in game of life. Huh? Yeah. They found an SCP. You know what? That makes more sense.
Think of this. There is no explanation. The footage can't be faked. This drowning is something that hadn't happened yet, so they kind of just accept things and make peace with her death. They don't know what else to do.
You don't.
They believe they finally learned more about her and that she stopped haunting them. They move out of their house.
You just move on, bruh.
Well, not quite. We see one final session with the psychic, overlaid with Alice's session from when she saw him. We see the mom imagining herself walking into Alice's room, sitting down, and then walking out in peace. Alice's session months earlier had her imagining herself standing in her own room, watching her mom enter, sitting down, and then leaving in peace without ever noticing Alice was even in there. This disturbing, deeply saddening twist reveals that Alice was there the whole time.
That is some
not
time,
just in the bedside footage, but actually in every photo and video that their son doctored, as well as the documentary's own footage. But nobody ever noticed her. She was there all along, sad, watching, alone, and nobody knew. The family found peace and moved on, leaving the house and leaving her behind. The last shot of the film is her, forever trapped at the Lake Mungo hellscape in a terrible storm of misery and loneliness.
Okay.
Yes, this is fictional. I didn't say that because the whole movie is designed to feel like a hyper-realistic documentary.
I mean, it doesn't feel like a documentary, but that's also everything. You basically summed everything up. So why is there 20 minutes of footage left, sir? You pretty. I'm confused. That wrapped it up. No, she was in the. It sounds like a time like she's like. How do you even explain this? How do you? I understand the basic concept of what he's trying to say, what happened, right? But I don't know how to explain it. We're just gonna watch along, and hopefully he explains it more. Wanna wash this down with a reaction to any baking company episode of Kitchen Nightmares? Unfortunately, I already have my whole day basically like of what I'm gonna react. All right, Raccoon. I gotta get through this though.
You're watching it. I had heard about this movie, Lake Mungo. Many people have branded it as cursed and listed it alongside Skinamarink, Hereditary, The Shining, and Inland Empire. The creator went into hiding in real life to make this whole thing feel as cursed as possible.
Are you
but
sure?
He couldn't help but come back recently to co-write that Late Night with the Devil movie. So it has an interesting production history, but I didn't get around to watching Lake Mungo until I watched a review of it by YouTuber Rockland Graves, not expecting much. Imagine my surprise. I thought it was pretty standard horror until that one scene. I wasn't even watching the movie. It was a review of it. The unexpected surprise at the raw concept of this movie cracked me to the bone. I actually had to look away from my screen. I even commented about it. The sheer idea of your own bloated, soaking body hunting you down in the darkness months before you're even dead broke me. More than the visuals did, which themselves are top-notch and exactly scary. This only happened because I was invested,
it's me. I could beat me. It's so me, you know?
Unique.
I wouldn't lose that fight.
In this. It's like the famous dress illusion.
Oh my
where
god.
You can see one color.
Oh my god. Chat. Oh, not the dress. Not the dress. Not again. Not the dress. Oh god. What color is the dress, chat? Chat, I want to know what color is the dress. It's green. It's green. Oh, this is really cool. You know something cool, chat? Right? I want to say something cool from my visual standpoint right now. All right. If I look to the left one, right, and to the middle one, right, it looks yellow and white. But if I look to my recording software, To the right, it looks purple and black in the recording software version of it. That's weird. Me visually, like me looking at it right now, looking at the picture, the YouTube video one. I see the blue and black on the right, obvious. Middle, in my screen, it looks like white and yellow. And the left one looks white and yellow, more clear. On my recording OBS, all of them look like black and blue. All of them do in my recording software. That's weird. Yo. Why is that a thing? I'm looking at both right now. Both of them look different for me. This is trippy. Huh? No way. I thought we left this back in 2014. Well, I don't really care what people see. I'm just pointing out how it's weird for me that I see the one in front of me as yellow and white, or yellow and white, and I see my recording software, my OBS on the right, that's capturing this screen. It looks black and blue. That's trippy. Very visually trippy.
Or another based on your preconceived notions of the lighting. But by changing your perspective, you can suddenly see the reality rushing in. It's jarring.
Oh shit.
Either this moment...
Oh shit. Who raided me? Vera! Thank you for the raid! Yo! How you guys doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. How was your stream? How did it go? Did you have fun? Also, I'll see you later throughout the day. It'll be fun.
Grants you true fear, or just standard ghost stuff. I hadn't expected something like this. It's essentially the doppelganger phenomenon.
Not really.
This scene scared the ever-loving piss out of the creator of Dr. Sleep and The Haunting of Hill House, and almost all of the horror reviewers. Something's different here.
Why?
Something cursed. But the good news is, I have expertise in this precise, specific sensation.
Caleb was disappointed, so gave up on him? What happened? Is this a theorizer? Yes. But what Caleb disappointing? That's your whole Monday thing. What happened with Caleb? We were watching Ditters get executed and ooh, airsoft gun. Oh, Vera, you should see my top or my second most expensive redeem. Also, hi cats. You should see my second most expensive redeem. They can't hear you, so you know what? That's fine. You may leave now. Goodbye. For me? What did I do? Bruh, you make fun of me every... Bruh, I don't think you're gonna... I think you're gonna love my top redeem now. That's probably gonna get, you know, redeemed a lot, considering what I named it and what it does. Yay, the Theorizer. Theorizer's great, honestly. Alright, this is a stupid couple that shouldn't have been on the show. Oh, okay. Ah! Ay, fire, yeah, Ghost, how can you afford that? Ooh, fuck you! Ooh, fuck you. I hate this. I hate this. Why are you guys fucking redeeming that? Ah. Ooh, I hate this. Ah. Ooh.
So whether you felt the sinking dread during this scene or not, you'll still know the feeling I'm referring to, and let me describe what makes it so life-altering.
Okay, goodbye. Oh! Oh, God, that's actually fucking scary. That's okay. Fuck off with that shit, awoo. Ah! Those jokes. Oh, oh. I just wanted you to know that I had the points for it. Ooh, so that you guys redeemed it. What do you expect me not to do it? Ooh, Twitch is gonna limit video uploads and highlights to 100 hours in April. Ooh, I really need to get my cloud storage side hustle running now. Oh, and hey, Mally and furry lovers. Hey, Spoon. Oh, what a great area to pause chat. You know, look at this. Ooh, you know, look at this lady. Just absolute. I think she's got something wrong with her eye on the left side. It's a little bit this you know, to the left. I think she's got a lazy eye. You know. Ooh, you didn't deny the furry this time. I'm just over it. Okay, over it. I'm over it. Who cares at this point? Ooh, like, what do you want me to do? Just stop in real quick to call you a furry twink. Okay, bye. Bye, Youper. Ooh. Alright, fuck you all. Ooh. Can't deny the truth. I can deny it all I want. Ooh. Alright, what is this? Ooh.
I developed a real interest in scary movies around the time I started making theories. I was fascinated by the subtle creepiness of an uncanny atmosphere and the sinking dread of an impending nightmare that films can evoke. True to life terror.
This reminds me, I need to continue doing my analog horror series that I've been doing and want to cover. I want to cover more of them, right? Because I've been covering them to begin with. So I want to cover more of them. Would you guys be interested in me? Because that's kind of one of the stuff I started my channel with. Ooh, just called covering analog horror. Would you guys be interested in watching those with me? Ooh, on my channel, or should I just record them offline? Ooh.
See, on my little horror pyramid here, you start with gross movies like Saw, topped by the Centipede movies, topped by YouTube's not even going to let me reference this one, all topped by illegally distributed clip shows. On the second tier, you would have slasher movies like Chucky, Friday the 13th, and Scream. But then you have genuinely creepy movies like It, Coraline, maybe even 9, which may not actively be scarier, but the type of horror that they're striving for is more refined and accurate to real-life terror. Near the top, you have surreal and psychological horror, the sort that sticks with you in the event that it's done correctly. These get harder and harder to achieve as you go up. And so far and away, the peak of scary movies are the ones that you can't quite put your finger on, but they have something really wrong with them. I remember Stephen King tried classifying scary feelings and claimed that this elusive terror was akin to coming home and noticing
I'm trying to make them better.
Has been taken away and replaced by an exact substitute. That nails it. It's uncanny, inexplicable, and extremely evil. Something means you harm, and you're completely exposed.
I don't know why, but that looks goofy. I'm not gonna lie.
That plays with you through the fourth wall and makes you feel primal terror deep in your stomach, like a sinking feeling beyond description. You realize something's been there the whole time.
I don't see anything.
Right there.
That's a detail.
You jump scare yourself, and there's nothing more disturbing.
Oh, to the left. Yeah. Who cares?
Analog
That's not that
horror
scary.
is the internet's most recent attempt at this, and it succeeded. They are video creepypastas.
Yeah,
but
and I like watching them. They're amazing.
Start to parody themselves. Primal terror thrives on a lack of clarity. In the early years of analog horror, they nailed the feeling. People now, though, are more invested in the
I cover them in general. I did a lot. I have a whole
replicating true terror.
I have a whole catalog of them already in my reactions. You know, I did the what's it called, the one with the alternates and everything, Mandela catalog. I did the Vita Carnes one. I did I've done other ones. I'm doing a dinosaur one. I think I uploaded one more recently. And then what else have I done? Thank you for the headpats, by the way. I've done also I think I've done a couple other ones, you know? One of the most adorable trimmings. Yeah, shut up. I remember that about the adorable trimmings. This compensation for making you say a woo for 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Woo! I just gotta say, I would be down to cover more of them in general, but I also need links to more of them, you know? Like, I don't know all of them. If there's any ones that you guys think is really good, I'd be down to cover them for sure. Besides that, let's get back into this, shall we?
Terror. To my knowledge, the Walton Files was the first to do the face stretching, and I honed in on that like a beacon, saying they got that. But a more Lake Mungo-esque analog horror would be maybe This House Has People in It. I was thrilled to watch those, but with each year that passes, new analog horror loses the irreplaceable subconscious intent of the original. All horror movies are in some way striving for this sensation, this real-life fear, but it's insanely delicate to achieve. Of course, you can feel this pretty easily outside of movies. It's simply real-life scary stuff. Nightmares are the best common example. How you feel when you know something's around that corner right there. And it wants to hurt you, and it's luring you to it, and you go there anyways, and then you scare yourself awake. The issue is trying to translate that to a screen. You have to break some level of the fourth wall to catch people off guard, even if it's subtle. David Lynch is infamous for having done this over and over again in almost all of his creations. It's incredible. Twin Peaks is fantastic. He understands the exact mechanisms that go into directing this sort of atmosphere, and it's because he's got a great mental connection to the abstract. The other issue with this sort of horror is that you have to sacrifice quite a bit to nail it. Skinamarink is a movie that places you in the shoes.
I don't know any of these movies. I ain't
just
gonna lie.
It doesn't come close to the fear you feel watching it. It's incredible, but because it's still a movie and not real life, it has to take these delicate, mysterious tightropes to your fear sensors, and not everybody's trained those
Wendigoon did one from Skinamarink. I might cover that then. I do need to do some Wendigoon.
Are slightly different, but that slight difference is enough to break the bridge because of how sensitive it is. If it gets through, it strikes to the core of your being and will haunt you. You feel this way as a kid watching horror movies all the time, but it goes away because you get used to the cliches and conventions and understanding the real world around you. Horror used to be able to do it easily for an unaccustomed society. Like Psycho or The Exorcist, nobody expected they'd actually show what they did. But now people are too used to those things, so today you need to create a new normal to break. Skinamarink takes a very bold approach and tries to straight up put you in those childhood shoes again. Subtlety works too though, like the timeless Twilight Zone. Hereditary 2 was another recent movie, much more accessible and like less abstract than Skinamarink. Very sad too.
Very
but
creepy, very creepy looking family. Okay, well you pause to let this play, okay? Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that interruption. Now that we all detoxed a little bit, let's continue now, yeah? Ooh.
I noticed many of these use sadness as a potency. The Babadook was another one. Hereditary knows what to show and when to show.
I have watched the Babadook.
Something and how to break
I have watched
its own barriers.
Babadook is something I have watched.
The angle of things, the way things move, it's unnatural and stilted and very on brand for terror. But you must be invested. Many books strive for terror as it's easier in this format, like scary stories to tell in the dark. And you of course have traces of terror in most popular horror films too, like Insidious, Sinister, The Ring, so forth. Again, they all try to approximate it. I even felt it in like season 1 of Lost. The most famous terror film, by an ungodly margin, is The Shining, but it also didn't need to do as much in this area because, again, it was one of the first to really do it, only against, like, David Lynch's work. It was designed to hurt its viewers, traumatize them with questions, and Stephen King hated that this adaptation sacrificed the rest of his story to do that. There's also cosmic horror, which is a very specific, very untapped area of horror that overlaps highly with terror and has to do with terrifying things beyond our understanding that make your existence mean nothing. Annihilation, The Mist, Color Out of Space, the whole Cthulhu.
The Mist. The Mist was such a good movie. I love the Mist movie. But the ending to The Mist took me out, bro. The ending to The Mist took me out. Like, tell me that I'm wrong, right? That the Mist ending was not one of the most like sad, destroying endings, like distraught endings ever. In the car scene, this made me like, oh man, that was so sad. Like, honestly, chat, I don't think I ever recovered from that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a movie edition. And you know what? It was great. I loved the movie adaptation. It was good, We saw people turn on each other. We saw the horrors beyond our comprehension outside. We felt, and then you felt the uselessness of fighting for all. And then when he ended up killing everybody in that car except himself because he didn't have enough ammo for that, he walked out, and then the army came saving him, giving him a fate worse than death, but having to live with the consequences of his actions. What a great writing perspective, and what a great writing. Oh, woo! Okay, I think my things are down. Nostalgia Critic does a good review. Ooh, we could do that. I need you to send me links for that, all right? I need that links for that Wendigoon, and I need that link for the Nostalgia Critic on my Discord, or else I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm glad my redeem for the woos are gone now, though, because, you know, I don't have to gotta say it. I don't gotta say it anymore. All right, let's continue.
Mythos, even Cloverfield
Cloverfield is good.
Box, for God's sake, they all fall into this category. If this sounds familiar to my channel viewers, yes, cosmic horror is like Mort. These movies can struggle
like Mort
because they're often science fiction, and the more you show, the less scary it becomes. This is especially true when including tentacle monsters, because it becomes less foreboding when you show some goofy prop. Event Horizon, that was a cosmic horror film that piqued my interest because of its terror, and it did something truly remarkable. See, some films show way too much and it becomes goofy, as I said. Smart films show less, but there are also rare, elusive, perfect films that actually show the thing.
We're getting this lady screenshot like every 5 minutes.
Times more shocking than anything else because they do it right. The visual is as creepy as the mystery. I've tried this for years. I frequently experiment on my second channel by making images that lack something human, and I feel like they stare into your soul by lacking clarity.
I guess. I mean, those do look a little creepy, ain't gonna lie. I won't lie. Look at that. That does look like very disgruntled. The fact that the left cheek is showing more than the right one is helping out. The little slant made it look a little bit deformed, and then the jump scare is about to happen. Also, it's not gonna help. Yep, told you. Told you. I told you. This is how he does. This is how you do horror, and it works very well. I had a horror-themed dream this morning. I was in a hotel with a bunch of hauntings, and each night we had to deal with a different haunt. The one I remember started with a whole bunch of nude, skinless corpses phasing through the walls and coming towards us. I think we solved it by tearing off and burning the wallpaper, because it was made actually of the skin of the corpses. Thank you for that story. Thank you for that message, Rasputin. That was very interesting. The visual and is only scary with context a lot of the time, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, I every time I watch something, I'm not thinking about, like, I do process the story. It was a cool dream. Does sound like a cool dream. The thing is, when I get somewhat scared, you know what I do that helps me just completely like not get scared? Like it makes all the scary go away. I think about the props. I think about the amount of times that person, if it's not CGI but a prop, like drawn on person, how long that person had to sit on a chair to get dressed that way, and then imagine them drinking a Starbucks. And then I imagine them like, what are the lines? Okay, let me read right now. Okay. Like, that's why it makes me just forget about the horror a lot, because I remember these are actually just movies and people. Last time somebody jump scared me, they got smacked hard. You know what? If somebody jump scares you like that, then I guess, valid.
Again, only the best terror creators are successfully achieving this, and Event Horizon did it, but I don't quite know how. It wasn't about monsters, and it wasn't even scary imagery like those faces, but it had the nerve to show things after withholding it, and oddly enough, it was simple gore, but the extent to which it was done in the context makes this the most visually horrific thing that I think exists in a mainstream
Oh my god!
And the conceptual fears there too. In a mainstream.
It's him! Wait, no! Wait, I might have to watch this! I love this guy! Yo, what is he doing here? The guy on the right, what are you doing here? Yo, I love that actor. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a bias on me.
Mystery movie. And the conceptual fears there too, like a haunted house in space, a scientific explanation for hell. That's batshit raw. And just weeks ago, I watched In the Mouth of Madness. Perfectly uncanny, especially the bike scene. It nailed it. But in its zeal to incorporate all of its love letters to cosmic horror, it also dealt in tentacles, which is a risky move to make. But nevertheless, I still think it's the most accessible and accurate.
The guy on the right here, this guy, I can recognize him just by his hairstyle. I like this guy.
Cosmic horror movie ever. So terror happens.
Where's the jump
But
scare?
then there's something like Lake Mungo.
Bang! Oh, no, here it is. All right, jump scare coming.
This is the scariest thing I have ever seen.
Really?
I have gotten the sinking feeling, the sudden jumps, plenty of times when seeing these kinds of movies. Twin Peaks being by far the most successful at this. The final moments of season 3 flayed me alive. But I've never gotten the shivering chills up my spine from terror in particular. I get it from nostalgia, I get it from very well crafted art, but not fear. Twin
Why?
Peaks
I don't
came
really
close,
get that
but
part.
This shot straight to the core when I first heard about it, then read comments about it, then watched it for myself. It shot straight to the core and it wouldn't let go. This
Depressing
movie
inevitability?
only
I don't think
works
it's
when you're
depressing.
invested in the mystery of it without assuming it's going to be scary. Watch it when you're interested in seeing a documentary. The truly scary moments only hit with their full potential when you get a flood of implications from them. You have to be thinking about exactly what it means when watching, otherwise it won't be particularly scary. If you can do
I
this,
guess.
that scene will cause a sinking feeling and chills when you realize what you're looking at. Now, there are horrors you don't want to look at. Images
Oh
so
my
creepy,
God.
you feel like you have to look away, closing your eyes in a nightmare, needing to scream, but having them
Not
out.
really.
Well,
When I think about it, when I look at that shit right here, right? Like let's go through this, right? This is understand just for you guys to understand my thought process on this, right? Let's go a little more back. I think it's not going back fast enough. Okay, give me a second. So this, when I look at this, right, I'm like, okay, somebody's turned on the saturation and went, you know, I'm assuming they probably put a PNG here, a box, and the head here, something like that. You know, it's not that scary, particularly. You know, now we want to go to the other ones, right? Where are the other ones? Oh no, we don't.
eyes in a nightmare,
Okay,
needing to scream, but having
That one, I'm like, hey, this is a pretty good makeup job, you know, like VFX, visual effects, makeup job, and everything. This is pretty good, you know. Looks scary, looks good, and all that. And I'm thinking about it as like, how awkward must it be for her perspective that she's trying to make this face in front of a camera, you know? Just imagine screaming at a camera, bruh. You know, it's gotta be really just, you know, it gotta be very awkward, you know, like, okay, scream for the camera.
having no mouth. Well, Lake Mungo's climax is the conceptual scenario equivalent of that, because I don't want to even think about it. So much so that I'm dedicating an entire essay on its conceptual intricacies of quality, something I've only done like once before. This movie spends all of its time establishing how realistic it is. It presents a ghost story, then reveals exactly how it's a hoax. Then it reveals there's an even bigger ghost story and reveals exactly how it's a bigger hoax, explaining every last possibility for how it worked. But then it reveals the cell phone footage. This moment knocks you into oblivion. This is a film that has crafted a new normal and broken it so many times that you know nothing can be real or bother you, but then it shows something that doesn't just defy its own rules, but defies how time and space work, how filmmaking works, how reality works, and is something you've never actually seen in another movie. It spends the first 2/3 setting up and breaking cliches, to ultimately in the end not just crush more cliches, but everything you think you know about horror, and then it just comes out of it nowhere. This movie is dangling something really, really, really bad, very clearly very evil in front of you, and it refuses to tell you what it is before just abruptly ending. This scene should not exist. It's like finding a cursed copy of a horror film, one that scares you and not the characters, like an anti-piracy screen made into cinema.
Oh, I kind of get it. Oh, I get it. Okay, you know, because the characters just oh, she was haunted by something and she got killed by it. We're gonna move on and everything. But we're the only ones that see the full picture of everything and get scared, more scared than the actual people in it. I get 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 it. That's a good writing. Find something like 8mm scarier because it's something that could realistically happen. What's 8mm? I don't know what 8M is. Besides just meaning she got haunted by herself in the future. Oh, I mean, I guess that's if you believe in ghosts, though. That's if you believe in ghosts, though. Me personally, I don't believe in ghosts.
It's all about the subtlety in which the fourth wall is decimated in the name of abject horror. Lake Mungo's creators aim to hurt you through the fifth wall, the sixth wall, the seventh wall, and it even preys on fears of time flow, which is very niche. Simply, what happened to Alice at Lake Mungo can't happen. This doesn't happen anywhere. You stared too long and saw something you shouldn't have.
Really? Oh, again, jump scare. Not bad.
It crams every kind of horror into this one moment, and either you felt it or you didn't.
What were you doing on Lake Mungo, though?
Personal and meticulous by design. Some movies sacrifice everything in the name of one moment, like Predestination. It had an unusual two-act sort of structure, with the first half being a life story and the second half being a time travel sci-fi with tons of twists. But it was all to build to one scene that defines the entire movie. Lake Mungo did this, but with terror. It did it. And it is a slow burn. The movie isn't scary. This moment is. So Lake Mungo breaks itself. It's 10 times scarier when you don't know it's going to be scary.
It's a horror movie with Nicolas Cage about snuff. More thriller, maybe? Oh, it's a thriller movie. Okay.
It's not like other movies. It's perfectly acted like a documentary, and you must get invested. You will be sorely disappointed if you watch it for the wrong reasons. And I haven't even gotten into the direction. Yes, it's acted highly realistically and makes you forget it's even fiction, but the editing, sound design, cinematography, all 100% in tune with the Lynch effect and uncanniness. The movie prides itself on slow zoom-ins akin to when you see it pictures, and the doppelganger perfects the
that doesn't look like a person.
It's interesting because the uncanny valley has been studied a bit and most likely evolved in humans as a fear response to dead bodies so you don't contract disease. It's why zombies are scary. But this is like
I never found zombies scary.
Dead body that's still drifting. That's primal, original fear. And you can't quite make out the faces. Is she horrified here like a ghoul?
Obviously, right? If I saw something like that IRL, no shit, I'm gonna be scared, right? Obviously, I saw a dead floating body of me, I'd be scared, right? But like, as a movie format, it's not that scary, you know? Obviously, you know. Obviously.
Staring down at Alice here? What kind of knowing, deeply demonic expression is this? What is this implying? The silhouettes, the angle.
I hate pausing this much, but I would be more scared about the implications of me seeing that. As in, like, does that mean what does it imply? All right, what does it imply about the space after death? You know, 8mm is an old camcorder, basically. Oh,
the visual mystery. Perfect. And that's what horror fans will look for. But the concepts really send it over the edge. It's not the scariest movie. It's a movie that happens to contain the scariest scene. And it's built that way. It's designed to terrify the people who fear. Fear. The whole thing feels like something very bad is going to happen. A truly sickening dread. You feel it coming. Then it's there. You know you've seen it. You know it's thrusting its twist at you, whatever it means. You're finally seeing what they've been hinting to. Something you were never supposed to see. She buried this footage. Again, so meticulous. Every piece of fear, it floods everything when you watch it. And it's very sneaky because it even proves in its scariest moments never to jump scare. That's not how it works. And then it does. Once. It sets up a new normal, then breaks it with one shot. With the most uncanny shot. Not a ghost, but her. As ever, I'm starting to lose my voice. If this video performs good, I'll make a full theory on the plot, but I'll give you some brief ideas. There's clearly some really freaking weird thing going on with time and backward stuff and reversals, the car moving backwards, the reversed order of things, the psychic stuff, and her drowning in a dam, but meeting her own ghost at a dried up lake. The darkness being the bottom of the water, the jump sound being her suffocation. I have a few ideas. First, I'd be remiss not to mention the most prevalent online fan.
I do gotta say, hello, Red Eyes. What a bombastic intro. But I'm gonna say, I do like the fact. I think the most interesting thing about this is the fact that the sidekick was well, the girl told the story about seeing the mom come into the room and then leave in peace. And at the end of the movie, the mom goes into the room physically and leaves in peace. I think that is the most interesting part about this story.
Theory, that being that her true unfinished business was supposed to be them learning who killed her, that it was her brother, who did it of his own sexual guilt after finding her tapes with the neighbors. Makes lots of sense. I had a really neat theory when watching again, and that was this. What if it was never her, and this doppelganger was the body they found? That this thing hunted and replaced her that day, and she's missing somewhere else? To match the tone, we shouldn't have seen this. She was agonizingly erased. I don't know how to... I don't even... See, this is the kind of thing the movie makes you feel, and they don't tell you. Was it the psychic who staged the whole hoax and killed her, or something to do with the neighbors? Hence he didn't
You don't know who the murderer is.
Ideas, but they do sometimes jeopardize the fear factor, as explanation is the death of the cryptic and the uncanny. So I can elaborate on these ideas if people want, but as this video and previous ones should demonstrate, I thrive when making scary things normal.
Be love.
Okay.
So much he's gonna drown in it.
Okay. Drown in it.
And normal things scary. This theory then would be very coherent because there's a real mystery to solve. It's just the lore now. The entire psychology and motivation of the film's existence is clear. People were irritated that I tried to be utterly emotionless in my last theory. So I've tried to be a little more emotive here, but as you can see, I lose my voice very quickly. After all these years, I still don't exactly know how to record. Finally, this film, never in my life have I seen a bigger love letter to Twin Peaks, and I mean that in every single way humanly possible. It's like it excessively bridges the gap that Lynch never did between sane and insane. And rest in peace to that man. Maybe I'll cover Inland Empire someday. But no. I'll see you in a few weeks for a f***ed up theory on Bill Murray's Garfield instead.
Back to the normal. The Garfield memes. The Garfield memes. Wait, what's it gonna show here?
Hi, how are you?
Okay. Alright, I guess.
All ideas.
Alright, that was my reaction to the theorizer. Absolute scariest minute ever put to film. I was interesting, I ain't gonna lie. That was good. I enjoyed that. It looks like an interesting movie. Would I watch it by myself? No. Hell no. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Ow! God damn, bro. Why? But I definitely want to know how the time thing works here 100% because like I said, that's the most interesting part for me, right? How is it's like the daughter was seeing into the future and the mom was looking into the past is what was happening in the end. And it's definitely some sort of twisty stuff. And I definitely want to know how Lake Mundo has everything to do with it besides the corpse being there. What called to her? Where is this from? Who was the original, like, you know, like murderer? Or did she really just drown because of this ghost figure that was chasing her, right? It's all questions I would love to know, but hopefully it does a follow-up or something, right? Besides that though, that's been my reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be signing off now, YouTube. Bye-bye.